The name of this video is Naming Acids. You see here 5 acids. What do they all have in common? Well, acids all start with a hydrogen. They start with an H. You see in each case. Now this is a little bit of an oversimplification, but for this level we're going to say that all acid formulas begin with a hydrogen. There are 2 types of acids, one's with oxygen and one's without oxygen. You see the first one has no oxygen in it and the second one has oxygen in it. We use 2 different naming systems depending on whether oxygen is present or not. We're going to begin by naming acids that have no oxygen. These acids will begin with the prefix hydro and end with the suffix ic, and then we'll tack on the word acid at the end. You're probably familiar with this, the most simple of acids, HCl, which is called hydrochloric acid. How do we come up with that name? Well, the element besides hydrogen that is present is chlorine. And I've typed chlorine down here. In general, we get rid of the INE, or the last 3 letters, and then we put what's left into the blank. So there we go, and you can see it's the same as it is down here below, hydrochloric acid. We have 2 more acids here to name. We have HF and HCN. Both of them do not have oxygen. So they're going to begin with hydro, end in ic, and then the word acid. Well, the element besides hydrogen that's present here is fluorine. We're going to get rid of the last 3 letters, and then we're going to put what's left into the blank. It becomes hydrofluoric acid. In each slide I have a little molecular picture of each acid that would represent hydrofluoric acid. Now in this next one, the element, or elements plural in this case, that are present are a polyatomic ion. And we need to know the name of that polyatomic ion, so we need to know what CN is called. Well, here's a chart of pure polyatomic ions, and you can see CN is right here. It's called cyanide. So I've typed it here, cyanide. So what do? Well, we get rid of the last 3 letters, and then we put what's left into our naming system, hydrocyanic acid. Hydrocyanic acid. You can see down here the word toxic. This is an extremely deadly gas. 2 more acids to name of this type without oxygen. The famous Hi, or HI. The element besides hydrogen is iodine. We get rid of the INE, put what's left into the blank. We have hydroiodic acid. Hydroiodic acid. If you're getting frustrated naming, sometimes you might want to name this hydroidiotic acid. And here's a picture of it. This next one. Well, the element other than hydrogen is sulfur. And sulfur is a little bit of an oddity. We do not take the last 3 letters off sulfur. We just put the whole word in. This becomes hydrosulfuric acid. Hydrosulfuric acid. Now we're going to name acids that do contain oxygen. These are often called oxyacids. Oxyacids usually have 3 elements: hydrogen, another element, and oxygen. And you can see here this acid is a good example: hydrogen, sulfur, and oxygen. Oxyacids are named according to the name of their anion. You see here it says anion. The anion is the negative part of the acid. So we need a polyatomic ion chart, and let's look up SO4 on that polyatomic ion chart. It's right here. It's called sulfate. Sulfate. Well, I've typed sulfate on the bottom of this slide. Sulfate is the name of the anion. Now if you come up here to this chart, the anion name ends in ate. Sulfate. So the acid should end in IC, or ic. And I've typed here ic acid. Well, just like before, we're going to get rid of the last 3 letters, and then we're going to put what's left into the blank. However, for sulfur, again, we put the whole word, sulfuric acid. It becomes sulfuric acid. A very similar compound. The one we just named was SO4. This is SO3. Well, we need to know what the name of the anion SO3 is, and so we look here. It's right above sulfate. It's called sulfite. It's right there, sulfite. And so I've typed it down here at the bottom, sulfite. We're going to get rid of the last 3 letters. Then we're going to type in sulfur, the whole word, sulfurous acid. This is called sulfurous acid. This acid with 3 oxygen, 2 hydrogen, and 1 sulfur. Now we have another acid, HClO. Again, it's an oxy acid. It has oxygen, and it begins with hydrogen. That's how we know it's an acid. We need to know the name of ClO on a polyatomic ion chart. ClO is right here. ClO minus 1 is called hypochlorite. Hypochlorite. So I've typed it at the bottom of this slide. ClO minus is called hypochlorite. Well, the name of the anion begins with hypo and ends in ite. It's right here, the bottom one in our naming system. We go to the right. The acid should begin with hypo and end in OUS. So let's get rid of the ite and then take what's left, put it in the blank. Hypochlorous acid. Hypochlorous acid is the name of this acid. So in general, we're going to find out the name of the anion, we're going to go directly to the right, and we're going to find out the name of the acid. Okay, I think this is the last example. We need to know the name of C2H3O2. What is the name of that anion? Well, let's see if I can find it here. It's right here, C2H3O2. It's called acetate. I've typed it at the bottom of this slide, acetate. Well, acetate ends in ate. And so the acid should end in ic. So I've typed ic acid, get rid of the last 3 letters, and put what's left into the blank. It's called acetic acid. Acetic acid. Acetic acid is also called vinegar, the common name for vinegar, and that's the molecular picture for vinegar. In general, as a review, acids all start with a hydrogen. There are 2 types of acids. There are acids with oxygen and acids without oxygen, and they have 2 different naming systems. The ones with oxygen have hydrogen, another element, and oxygen, and we name them according to this chart. We need to know the name of the anion, and we go to the right to find out the name of the acid. Acids without oxygen, I should say, they have hydrogen and 1 other element, but no oxygen. They all fit into this general guideline, hydro-ic acid. In general, the ones without oxygen are binary. There's only 2 elements. The ones with oxygen have 3 elements, so they're ternary. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for listening about acids.